the interaction goes further, and you do you exchange coins,
No, keep them up all night.
or do you keep coins? Okay, if you wish to. I'm summarizing the rest as we have gone through. It's not that I don't enjoy this. I want to make sure that we proceed in an efficient manner.
Jack, did you get my message?
Yeah, did you get my
All right.
Please don't be killing them.
Zephyr, yes, it's already done.
Okay, good.
Oh, wow.
We wake up and there's dwarven dead all over the place.
Lots of whispers from all of you.
We're sneaky.
All of you are sending me just basic questions and such.
I want to question them more after we're done. I mean, obviously at a proper time.
I'm going to skip over the role playing to ask a few basic questions. First, do you trade money, and if so, how much?
Me, no. I think my money could be worth a hell of a lot more.
I don't have money.
I don't have money.
All right.
We do, out of character, we do need to buy some rations.
We do.
We should have each 1 day of rations left. So we need to buy food, even if they don't have rations, we need food.
Well,
Okay.
Some of us bought extra rations.
Yeah, well, I did too, but my dog's eating them, unfortunately. That rat bastard.
Now, wait. We should talk about that in a second. But before we go on... So, no coin exchange whatsoever. Okay. Second
I'll
thing.
exchange my coin for some rations.
All right. We'll go purchasing on that in a second.
Okay.
In casual conversation about things, you found out a few other specific things. When mentioning about the poison forest and such in your conversation, Vasi, you find out more details regarding it.
Yeah.
So, the other information to be gained.
By the way, that pop-up that I think we all just got.
Yes.
That's for everyone,
What?
right? That's not a whisper?
That's for everyone.
Okay.
What pop-up?
Yep. In the text about the poison forest.
The description of the poison forest. It's in game.
Oh, yeah, you put that before.
Before it was about Jairus.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but I thought... Oh, never mind.
Yeah, it's okay. No problem. So, other than that, the only other thing that you know is your coins are not Throlic.
Oops.
Anything else that... is there anything else that you want to ask or gain information about, generally?
Oh, where are they going? Why are they on the road? Why are they trading and stuff? And why are you protecting the family? Are they important? Or
Gotcha.
are they on the run from something? Is there something over there?
As you start the remainder of the conversation, you continue it with Gainham as the rest of them start working on the wagon wheel that's broken.
I have a question.
So, what's your question, Lithal?
On these rocks, I've been seeing a lot of Mark XXXX dash dash. What does that mean?
You get information. The information you obtain from Gainham is that they are distance markers, and to help people stay on the paths or trade routes that are trying to be brought along. They are typically along trade routes. The one that you were on is much more dangerous but quicker. The one that is the main route goes around large forests and through a very meandering distance out of the way, which is the one they took. This is now, with that said, any other questions? Oh yeah, Zephyr. They were taking they obtained goods up near Kretis, which they explain is in the north central Barsave, and that you are on the western area of Barsave where Jairus is, or you're north of Jairus, along near the western edge of Barsave.
Okay.
They are just moving along the route, trying to go to Jairus to sell their goods because they are in high demand there. And then they plan to possibly get a airship with part of the profits and get a ride back to Kratos.
Okay. So they're just bringing the baby along? How long did that trip take? I mean, that's a brand new baby. Why would you bring your pregnant wife
Gainem
on
explains that Jacob and his family is a friendly family of theirs, and that the baby was given birth along the way. They have been traveling at a meandering rate because of it, and have been on the in the wilderness in some form for months.
Why'd you bring a pregnant lady on a trade route?
How dare you, sir?
That's
Gainem looks
Poor Gator.
direct, and he looks in a very blunt fashion because I can protect him.
Ooh, burn!
wow.
Yes, Adam would like to see the baby. By the way, this entire time, Adam has been on my lap.
This is who you will turn into.
No, not yet. Adam was not out, so you take Adam out.
Yeah, I take Adam out.
God.
Because
I can protect him.
As you start taking Adam out, his head immediately twists over to it, and then he kind of relaxes a little bit. And
A little jumpy.
he looks at it and says, "What the hell is that?"
This is Adam. And then I set it back down in my lap.
As you hold it up for him, he scrutinizes it for a moment, and then he visibly relaxes.
You can pet him if you want.
And he looks over. "May I hold him?"
If you're gentle.
He smiles. "Yes, I will be gentle." So
Okay,
he
don't
picks him
break
up very gently and holds Adam above your hands so that if there was anything to happen, it would fall into your hands. He just observes what you think is observing Adam's soul. He is observing the craftsmanship. And then he gently places Adam back and says, "Pleasure to meet you, Adam." He sits back a little bit, raising an eyebrow at Lethala, and then he looks over at Micah, immediately getting some semblance of an unfavorable look, and then looks over at Vashi, kind of hiking eyes towards her. Is she,
Yeah.
That's always very special.
Yes. We have a very colorful group of individuals in our village.
Adam has been with me ever since I was a little girl. My uncle made him for me.
I see.
Oh no.
Okay.
He ate dwarven babies.
He nods. Can you... The kids may be scared of Adam because they might not understand him. Just be sure to explain before they see.
I pat Adam and then I put him back into my bag. I don't want to scare the children.
He says, "I think they'd understand if you told them first." So at that point, he sits back. He says, "Well, we're going to be at this wagon wheel for a while. Thank you for the companionship. Where are you going?"
Actually, I want to talk to him more about. We've been sent from our village because we, as you can tell, have very little outside communication and relationship. We're a very closed-off village. We actually were sent to go investigate the other surrounding areas because obviously we were hoping that there wasn't this much corruption like where we live in other places. We wanted to see if there was maybe areas that had other life. We haven't seen other people for a very, very long time.
He nods a little bit. What specifically do you want to know?
Is it? I would want to probably know in character. Is there a larger area around the surrounding areas? Is it normal to have all of this lush, uncorrupted area? And I guess to start with that.
All right, he looks at all of you. Here in Barsave, we have questers of Jaspery. And for well over 100 years now, since we have been coming out of the cares and reclaiming the land, The questers have made it their goal to spread Jaspery's goodwill across the land and repair it. Out of character, Jaspery is the passion of nature,
Okay.
Okay.
he
I was
says.
about to ask.
So there is it is a constant battle for us to beat back the corruption that was wrought by the scourge when it was going on.
How do they fight the corruption in the land?
They borrow Jasper's powers too, and he waves his hand to the ground. The grass here wouldn't have grown without him.
Can I inquire more about how that's done with one of these?
You can just ask.
Okay.
Oh! Okay, you do not roll until you ask the question.
My bad.
What is your question?
I'd like to know in more detail how corruption is uncorrupted and made into
Okay.
nature.
All right, then what is... that's a general what do you want. I need a question.
Okay. What is the procedure used to uncorrupt places?
Okay, now roll.
Okay.
The basic knowledge that you know is that questers are people who have devoted their life to a passion. In return for their devotion, they are allowed to be granted powers directly from the passion itself. You have read stories about Jaspery allowing them to literally spawn grass or forests just by pure will of magic.
You hear that, Micah?
You haven't shared it. You know this.
Yeah, no, I don't.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry.
Pretty awesome.
All right.
So, with that said, he looks around and as he says, "Any last questions? I should help them with the wagon wheel."
I'll go ahead.
I have a journal that we found. Is it possible for you to read this? And I hand him Grohl's journal.
He looks at it, and as he holds the journal, the first thing he notices is in the bottom left corner a little bit of blood stain on the book. He touches it slowly and notices that none of it comes onto his finger, and he looks up. And casually, he says, "So how did you obtain this journal?" as he starts flipping through the pages.
We found this after...
I found it. I did.
Yes, Zephyr did find it in a wagon. Unfortunately, its owner was killed
Eaten.
by a rather large beast,
Lord Beast.
Lord Beast.
about a Vashi and a half tall.
He looks up. What? He looks over.
And I motioned.
When you
Vashi.
say Vashi, you mean, and he points at the scrag.
I do mean, yes.
He closes the book and just casually rests it on his knee for a moment and looks between two of you. What was this creature look like?
A cross between a goat and a bear. And very
He moves
large.
back and he observes all of you.
It's a big bear. It was a big bear.
It's a big bear.
He grins slightly. You fought a Brithen.
Yes, that's what they call him.
We survived a griffin.
I see.
Well, I fought it. He fell down.
Yeah. It was
I'm full in
a
its mouth.
yeah.
Micah threw dirt on his shoe. It was helpful. It was distracting.
Was throw dirt in its face. All the girls did the work.
Yeah.
Now, with... He nods slightly. Well, I'm glad to see you're alive. How did you fight? Did you all fight it at the same time?
You could call it that.
I wouldn't call it fighting.
The engagement
He
involved all of
sighs
us.
a little bit and says, "All right, you are definitely new to these lands. Brythons are honorable yet territorial creatures. He opens up the book and almost thoughtlessly prattles off this knowledge as if it's secondhand to him as he's observing the pages. If a Brython challenges you one-on-one, you either answer the call or you run. And if you do so, he starts looking over the pages that are starting to show Throlic type text. You can actually beat it, but you do not need to beat it to death, just to the point that it acknowledges your strength. It's known that Brythons become insanely feral to the point of a passion to kill if its one-on-one territorial combat is interrupted. He looks up at you and at this point, almost scrutinizing your faces in a friendly fashion still. It's a pleasure to see that you're all alive and well. There were 5 of you to begin with. Well, 6 of you to begin with. He motions to the dog.
Yay.
And then he kind of looks over at Lythala. I apologize, 7, including your friend.
Yes, don't forget Adam. He's a part of this too.
He lets out a smirk.
Adam thanks you.
And at that point, he says, all right. Well, he closes. The only words I understood from this are the Throlic words near the end. I hope you can speak Throlic.
Yes.
Or read Throlic. So you've read that?
We were able to read that much.
So that's what's inspired you to go this path.
Correct.
Well, do you know what the other one might be? We don't even know what that is. It looks funny.
Oh, the text? Orcish.
Makes sense.
I knew an orc once. He used to live down by the waterside. It was really fun.
The waterside.
There was water there. He lived around there. He was really nice. He would get his stuff, and sometimes we would get shinies together, and then we'd run over here. And he would get in trouble a lot, though, because people didn't like him when he was all orky. He would get really super orky, but that's okay, because then we would play checkers. I'm going to go back.
He nods, raising an eyebrow. Checkers. I've never heard of that game.
Neither have I.
Actually, a good distraction
really
considering
where
that was going.
At that said, he stands up. Please feel welcome around the campfire and borrow as much as you need. I do need to get this working. We do not want to be not traveling at all, just as long as we can. Is there anything else that I can help you with before I go help my friends?
Out of character, would I be able to offer to help and also continue to speak to our friend here?
Yeah,
as we work? You
would definitely be able to offer to help.
Yeah, I'd offer to help, but I would still like to talk to him and ask him about certain things still.
Okay. As you stand, he accepts your offer quickly, saying, well, if that's the case, let's get it done now that I have another good, strong set of hands. He looks at you and says, would you be offended if I asked you to at least take your sword and put it aside, but nearby? I just want to make sure it's very visible to both of us with the kids nearby.
Yeah, that's fine.
He nods. I do not mean to offend.
Of course. It would always make a better story, just in case, if I had to do some amazing moves to get to my sword and defend all of you wonderful people with my amazing prowess.
He stops mid-step. He looks over at you with one raised eyebrow.
It's okay. You don't have to be impressed.
He smirks slightly.
I'm giggling like mad in character.
He grins and he moves back on over. Well, let's get this done, fair sir.
Okay, I want to stick my sword into the ground. Wait, is it sheathed or how is it sheathed?
Currently it is not piece bound, but you do have a sheath that goes along the left and right sides, but it does not have. It is almost a tassel near the top that the center part of the blade, where the flat of the blade is visible. There's a tassel near the top, near the actual handle, that if you unsnap the tassel, it unwraps, and you just simply bring the blade flat and all over your shoulder.
Jack,
Okay.
before this happens, what time of day is this?
Right now you're approaching late afternoon.
All right.
Or just afternoon.
Okay, never mind then.
Yeah, the sun is almost center of the sky, starting its downward climb
Okay.
or descent.
Well, never mind then.
Did you get my message, Jack?
No, I didn't. I'm looking now. You are. I know the intent, and you do not have an opportunity for that yet. Are you looking for an opportunity, or do you wish to interrupt?
I'm looking for an opportunity.
Okay. At that point, as time goes on, all of you, Vashi helps with the wheel, and it significantly speeds up the process.
Jack,
Yeah?
I want to unsheath the sword in a wonderful fashion.
I thought you were working on the wheel.
Before that,
Is this how you're putting it down?
I want to unsheath it in a wonderful fashion and plunge it into the ground. But before that, I want to call to Aristophanes, my dog, and say, "Stay!" And I will look him. And then after I put it in the ground, I'm going to high five the dog, whether he high fives or not, because I didn't teach him actually how to high five. So
Okay. Roll dexterity.
This would be so much better if it was nighttime. I could make this amazing. But never mind.
As you reach back, unclip it, and then suddenly do a quick yank and let the momentum of the sword travel while being propped in the palm of your hand without any fingers touching the blade. It leaps from your hand and plunges in the ground. What you do not see coming is, as it is going towards the ground,
Oh no, not a kid.
Gainham kicks the side of the flat of the blade and grabs the blade as it's twirling around and backhandedly takes the blade up to your throat.
well,
In a
that
very threatening manner.
Go
He's
quite
holding
as
it
well.
one-handed, mind you. He says, "Always announce the removal of your blade in our lands. Do you understand, sir?"
I understand.
1 second. Is he holding it with the blade?
He is holding it at on the handle, backhanded, so as if he's plunging it downward.
Okay.
One-handed, he's holding the troll sword up to his neck.
I want to comment that this was made a better story by your wonderful presence with my weapon. I should have included you. It was very, very impressive. Aristophanes, make note of this. We'll work on this next time.
He then takes the sword and in no gallant fashion plunges it into the ground where it was intended.
Yeah,
You can
that's what I
see his arm visibly strained at the moment. He looks up. "I am charged with the safety of all of these around. Be careful to announce any action that could be perceived poorly."
Point taken.
Just out of character, if this was
Now,
nighttime,
moving on, I am making a call. We are going to proceed with this. The wheel is repaired, and at the end of it, after some casual conversation, they offer you to travel with them.
Where
That
are you
sounds
guys
fun.
traveling again?
South towards Jairus, which is where you're going.
That's the trading town.
Yes.
Oh yeah, let's do that. I like these little ones. Can I keep them? I want to keep one. Well, maybe not keep one forever and ever because we got places to go. But can we keep them at least for a little while while we're on the road? They make it so much more fun.
Mm-hmm.
During the repair of the wheel, I want to also inquire that one of our village members was sent off on the same journey we were of the corruption. We were just trying to kind of survey what's going on because we hope that not everyone in the world is fallen down into the terrible spot that we are with the corruption, and wanted to know if he knew anything about a foreigner such like ourselves, like Kashi, the scout. Want to inquire about the dwarf.
No
That's
knowledge. No rumors, no nothing.
Okay, that's cool.
On a different note, there are two people who inquired things in whispers that may be relevant throughout the rest of the day. Send me any relevant statements or questions regarding those requests.